Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back for the brand new video, and today's video is just like the Pepsi Max, it is the big one, ladies and gentlemen, because we are here to talk about Champions League things. And is that no such a good feeling right here in the ticker that we get to sit here and say that on the channel, because we've been through a hell of a lot together, a lot of crap results, a lot of sare results, a lot of devastating results right here on the channel, but we've took our blows, we've battled all the way through them, and then more recently under Steven Gerrard there's been some fantastic highs as well. It genuinely has been some journey, especially under our gaffer Steven Gerrard, but now we have the opportunity to take that step further, and that is going to be the big stage in the old European competition. And you know, son, that what's so funny, you talk about storylines and you talk about what goes round comes around. Well, the first team that we will be facing in the quest for Champions League glory was the same team that stopped us 10 years ago for going into the Champions League. The last team to stop us is the first team that we face. That right there is absolutely terrifying. Can someday say it's time for revenge? Oh man, the plums are gone already, man. I can feel it going, and what, we're like 37 seconds in to the video, but I will try and compose myself briefly, especially over the next few seconds, because before we go down the rabbit hole of Champions League previews and breaking down the upcoming game, as always, just a brief wee second at the start of the old videos just to say, if you didn't mind helping the old channel out, that'd be greatly appreciated. We have genuinely so much positivity, we have such a good community here, we're just getting it bigger and bigger, so if we can keep up that incredible momentum, that'd be sensational as we try the channel and hit that 56k marker. But with the YouTube pings and all that to one side, let's get on with the actual video then, shall we? And let's start this Champions League preview properly, and that is by checking out the old oppositional preview and have a look in it again at the opposition that did stop us at the exact same stage 10 years ago, and that is of course Malmo. Now Malmo actually coming at this game versus Rangers having already played a quarter of their league campaign. They've already played 13 games in their division, and after 13 games, last year's champions actually sit in second place after a shock recent 3-2 loss. And you know, son, that scoreline that we just said, a 3-2 loss for Malmo, that type of scoreline right there and that type of game genuinely sums up Malmo's entire season so far. It's never dull, it's never boring, and more importantly, there is always goals. And the word goals there, people, is the best and clearest way I can paint the picture of tomorrow's opposition, because they have one thing that they are very good at, and that's putting the ball into the back end. I mean, they line up in a 4-2-3-1/4-3-3, which is really only designed on one thing, and that's getting the ball back as quickly as possible and piling people forward on the end of it. Genuinely, this isn't a team that's going to sit back and allow us to dictate the tempo and play with the ball. No, they're going to pile forward, they're going to get in our faces, and they're going to try and attack as much as possible, because that's what they've been doing not only in the Champions League so far, but also what they've been doing in league football, where they've played 13 games so far this season and notched up 31 goals during that run as well, which is impressive. But what's even more impressive than those numbers and stats that we're talking about is the fact that it's not just a one-man army. It's not a one-man band that's scoring all the goals, that if you take him out the game, they're done and they're no threat. No, they've got a very talented centre forward by the name of Kolak who has 10 goals, but their wingers, the two of them, have combined for 11 goals so far this season. They're middle of the park scoring a lot of goals as well, including their club captain and best player, in my opinion, Anders Christensen, who has 5 goals and 7 assists for the middle of the old park. Unpredictability going forward has been their best asset so far this season, and that's why they've been so successful in putting the ball in at the back of net, because if it's no this guy, it's this guy, and if it's no him, it's him. And that is why they're scoring loads of goals. But, and thankfully there is a but, ladies and gentlemen, because if I did end it there with what I've just said there, that would make the next 24 hours very nervy on the old plump bags. But thankfully there's more, because we did say goals is the best way to summarise Malmo, but it's not just about them scoring them, because by God does this team love to concede them, because they are so vulnerable at the back, and a lot of that is based on their play style that we've just spoken about piling people forward. I mean, their high line is ridiculous, and if they're going to play that tomorrow versus Rangers, which I hope they do, by the way, Ryan Kent, Faston Sakala and Scotty Wright could have very good evenings if they're all on the park. The long ball over the top could be absolutely massive for Rangers, and that's what's been causing them so many problems so far, Malmo. And we talked about 31 goals in the 13 games in the league. Well, they've conceded 16 in the league as well. And if I'm honest with you, if you look at their past Champions League game versus Helsinki, where a lot of people, including myself, were expecting Malmo to win pretty damn comfortably, it was anything but comfortable, especially defensively, because Helsinki kept asking questions and questions and created numerous opportunities. I mean, the last game finished 2-2 with 2 late goals from both sides, which seems to be a theme with Malmo. There's always seems to be a goal in the last 15 minutes, but Helsinki should have won that game. It should have been Helsinki that were playing the more based on the opportunities that they created and missed, but they couldn't take their chances, and the vulnerable Malmo defence survived to fight another day. And if I'm honest with you, that's kind of it for the old Malmo preview. I could sit here and I could talk more about the team, but honestly I'd just be sitting repeating the same points that I've already said. Such a dangerous team going forward, because they know that they need to outscore teams, because for the majority of the season, and fingers crossed over the next 2 legs, they can't keep that back door shut. Now though, it is time to move away from the oppositional preview and get to what matters most, and that is of course Rangers, and that is when the smile comes up. And I'm sure you're feeling the exact same way as me. Thinking about Rangers and the Champions League just genuinely makes you happy, because we have been waiting for so long to be given an opportunity to play in the qualifier, to then hopefully make it to a group stage. We've wanted this now for so long, and now it's upon us. It is less than 24 hours away, and that's such an incredible feeling. Is tomorrow going to be a test? Absolutely, of course it's going to be a test, but is it a test that we are more than capable of passing? You're damn right, people, especially if we find the level that's been set by Steven Gerrard's Rangers team. And that's kind of the first thing that I want to talk about going in to this game, because we've seen now, especially over the last couple of years, how we normally play with these away games, where we keep it a little bit tight, we try and keep the ball, and we try and hit on the counter to grab that vital away goal. The Sir Walter Smith, if you will, but the Sir Walter Smith has unfortunately been took off the table because of the Champions League rule change that has removed the away goal rule. It doesn't exist anymore, ladies and gentlemen. There's no advantages or disadvantages. It's 2 games of football where both teams will have to battle it out to prove who is the better side, and I hope and I think that we can do just that. And that's despite the fact that there is a massive elephant in the room. And no, I'm not talking about you, Rocky Boy son. You are looking fantastic. I am of course talking about the players that's missing for Rangers. So let's address that, because if you look at the Malmo side of thing, they couldn't ask for a better injury status or player status right now. They have pretty much their best players available, fully fit, fully sharp and ready to go. The same can be said for Rangers, because we are missing 3 massive players going in to this game. Glenn Kamara, Kemar Roof and Alfredo frickin' Morelos. 3 players, if you'd have told me we were missing for a massive European game last season, my arse would have played the drums for Jumanji. But the way we've been built and the way we've recruited so damn smartly, the burden of losing players like that doesn't hit as hard as it would have in years gone past, because we have the definition of strength in depth, and we have players now that's going to be given an opportunity in a Champions League qualifier to go out there and show what they're all made of on the park, and hopefully making a performance and making an impression that we think of them the same way that we currently think of Kemar Roof, Glenn Kamara and Alfredo Morelos. What an opportunity for the 3 players that's going to get on that freaking park. And I really think opportunities and chances will be plenty, because on paper, the way these 2 teams play, couldn't meet each other in the middle any freaking better, because the way Malmo goes about their business, piling people forward, springing that high line, versus the way Rangers, especially in Europe, have been playing under Steven Gerrard, about keeping it tight, then springing with the counter-attack, using our pace and hurting teams. That way, the 1-2 punch combo, the Connor Goldson long ball, it is perfectly in the balance right here, and you couldn't ask for much more if you are leading the line or giving the midfield, because you will have a moment or two to really make an impression. But of course, the players that we mentioned previously in the video aren't the only ones that's ruled out now. Of course, Ryan Jack's officially ruled out of the game as well, when we knew that last week, but he is edging closer and closer, and he might be available for the actual return leg at Ibrox, depending if it is on the bench or anything like that. But he's officially ruled out. There's only one question mark about our entire side, because everyone else is good. The likes of Lander missed the game at the weekend, Barisic missed the game at the weekend, but they were getting saved for this game right here. There is only one question mark, and that is about our boy Ines Hadji, who is having a scan today, and fingers crossed it's nothing serious. Fingers crossed the boy's able to play, because if you are playing quick football and if you've got somebody coming after you, you want his intelligence in the middle of the park, because he's shown it before versus Braga. He can spring the pass that beats the back line and can create an opportunity. So fingers crossed the scan today isn't too serious. Once I do know any more information, make sure you scroll down to the comment section and I'll give you an update and I'll pin it there as soon as I know anything. And that's kind of it regarding Rangers for this game tomorrow versus Malmo. Now, of course, we've got the information that if we are able to put Malmo to the sword, which fingers crossed we can, by the way, we of course have our next opponent revealed in the All Champions League. It's either going to be Olympiacos or our boy Ludogorets. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly, probably Amne, and yes, those are tough games as well, but I'm not going to go too far into that and speak about it in too much detail. No, we have to take it one game at a time. That's what won us back our league title. That's what got us back to the tip of the top in the mountain. So let's focus on one game at a time right now. Focus on Malmo, and again, hopefully put them to the sword. But that's it for today's video. That has been the oppositional preview. That has been the Rangers conversation, and that's been a little discussion about who we could possibly play in the old next round. But all that's left for me and thee today is give our old predictions. Now, I got my last game perfectly right, by the way, so I'm a wee bit nervous about losing my 100% correct streak, but I just think there's goals in this game, and I am very confident that we can go there and get a very, very good result. So I'm actually going to go with Rangers 2, Malmo. It feels so weird to pick a team to score against Rangers, but if there is anyone that's going to score versus Rangers, it could be Malmo, because they've just got so much attacking talent. So I'm going to go with the old channel favourite, Rangers 2, Malmo 1. The pace of Ryan Kent-Sakala and Scotty Wright, if he gets on the park, will be the difference, hopefully, in the game. So fingers crossed that is going to be what we exploit the entire time. Their high line, balls in behind, Connor Goldson having a man in the match display, and I will see you tomorrow after the game. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If you got involved in the old comment section, I will be speaking to you very, very shortly. But until then, I've been sieging over into. That has been Rocky Boy Johnson. Take care of yourselves, all the best, and bye-bye.